Welcome to Vicoding University, training humans to train themselves. What I want to talk to today, well, we know that we've talked about knowledge and how it's more important what you do with your knowledge than just the knowledge itself. We've talked about that. But even more important than doing something with the knowledge is being. Now remember, that's actually our final goal, is to have our subconscious take over and we just become the person that naturally does that. That's our goal. So we got to talk a little bit about how that comes about. Okay. Now we already talked about sort of the three types of things we have to worry about in training. I mean, the first thing is if you like doing it, you're naturally rewarded. You'll do it again repeatedly. Okay. And if it hurts or it's hard, we have to do things so that we repeat those behaviors. So weightlifters, when they lift weights, it's hard and it hurts. I mean, their muscles, and they call it the burn. They actually go for the burn because they know if they go for the burn and they go, oh man, I'm going for the burn, they know they're going to get these big, strong muscles. So they train themselves to go for it, to be rewarded by getting there and getting there. So they push, get to the burn. Oh, this feels so great. It's like, all right, you're really hurting. Okay, so the burn. Okay, but one of the other ones that we sort of have indicated a little bit, but not really focus on, is that they're just things that you just do, and they're sort of boring, time-consuming, or whatever. And what we have to develop there is, things like interest, curiosity, pride, love, all sorts of crazy emotional things that do it elegantly so that we feel, oh, that is nicely done, or that is fun. I love to do that. Make it fun, or challenging, or all sorts of things that you could add to it. I mean, this is where we talk about mom making the chocolate chip cookies. That's sort of time consuming and boring. You mix this, but when she gets the ingredients just right, it's like, she feels love. When she adds the chocolate chips in her son, then she just feel them juicy. Her kids chewing in those, just love gushing out with that. Okay, so you have to add things to boring things. So those are three, things that we already know how. Easy, hurt, we already know what that, and things that are boring, we sort of know how to do that. So the challenge is when we start to do stuff that, let's like diets, you sort of, or getting in shape, you start forcing yourself to do things you've never done before. Well, we're going to sort of try to get you to start thinking about a different way of doing it. You got to first figure out who this person is in your mind, so to speak, and sort of be that person. We want to go from doing to being, right? So being is, a lot of times the subconscious takes over, but you sort of have to be that mentally also before it happens. It's like when you take on a new job, you want to impress them and do everything right, and you show, so you start doing stuff, and you're looking to see how I can do it, how I can make it elegant, how I can make it impressive, how I can do it with lots of energy, so how you can make it work, right? Or when you're with friends, right, you think the same thing, I've never done this before, but my friends do it, so I'll do it with them, and I'll do it because I'm their friend, and pretty soon you pick up what they do. And those are just sort of things because you already are the friend before you start doing those things that you and your friend do. Or you already have the job, so to speak, and that's why you're doing what you normally do. I think moms are the best. Right? I mean, moms can do so many great things because they train themselves to do things they've never done before. And then they master them and become just amazing great. But it's like moms add things to diaper changing, tickling the baby and stuff like that, and it's like they, other people go, all this kind of stuff, but it's just something I got to do. It's part of being a mom, and so I'm going to find ways to add to it, so to speak, so that it's fun. So I tickle it, get my baby to a laugh, or I do this and tickle him, whatever. I don't know what moms do exactly. It's the key is that you add things to it to make it fun. You find ways to make it work because you are, so to speak, that person already. Okay, so we want to. It's like when you have to do something versus when you want to do something, right? If you have to do something, you do it, but you start putting it, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, why this way, why that way, and you start putting in all these negatives. It's like when you are that person or you're looking to make it work, you're not looking for what's wrong or what you can do, but how you can add to it to make it work better and better. And so one of the things that and it's sort of like I say, it's sort of an identity. You're making yourself the friend, you're making yourself a person with the job, you're the mom, whatever you're training yourself to become. You want to start envisioning that you just do what you do. It isn't like you're going to hold back in certain areas. Like moms don't go, well, I'm going to do everything but change the diapers. No, if you're going to be a mom, you're going to change the diapers. And you've got to realize that they don't hold back or put those restrictions or limitations on there. They just are going to become that person. And that's part of the job. It's like, when you're in construction or football, football, you're going to get banged up and hit and stuff like that. You just accept that. When construction, sort of the same thing. There's things that you just sort of accept that these are going to be part of the thing. And you see it, so it's not a big deal. And you actually find ways to make it work. Just like the weightlifter makes, the big strong muscles, you got to make that burn work so they made it work. Or boring stuff like baking. I'm a mom, like you get those things, you get it. You're looking to make it work, whether it's hard, whether it's hurtful, whether it's boring, or whether you already like doing what you need to do to get it done. Okay, so it's like you're just going to get the job done, and you're going to find ways to reward your nervous system or brain or whatever, so that it wants to do it. You're gonna you're gonna be the Tom Sawyer that gets so excited about doing these things that your subconscious goes, yeah, I want to do that too. It's like he didn't know it was something that wasn't good or something, or who told him it wasn't good, right? So the key is it's you have to almost develop that identity or sense of what it is that you want before you start the training, and it makes the training work so much better because now you find ways to make it work. So as we go through like the Vicoding, it's like you find ways to make it work. I just the person that does this, and just like, oh, but you got to do this, or you got to no, it's fine. It's the way you are. It's like kids are so trained that they're going to maybe go to college or something. They just go to college because they're supposed to, or they know they're going to walk because they were supposed to walk, or they're going to go to school because they're supposed to go to school. I don't know what it is exactly, but the key is that you're looking for ways to make it work by choosing the identity and saying, okay, whatever it is I have to do, I'm going to do, and you start those things almost become natural to do. Let's see if there's anything else I want to add here to it at all. Yeah, so it's like training. One of the things is get that identity or who it is you want. You say, okay, I'm going to do what it takes, whatever it is. I'm going to find ways to make it work so that I can do it. So with Vicoding, the way you learn to train, there's going to be some drills. There's going to be some stuff you're going to need to do. There's your brain's going to hurt a little bit from having to think in ways that it didn't think before. So that's just part of the process. And as you take on different aspects of life that you train yourself to become, the same thing. And that's what Alan Carr sort of showed those smokers, is that this is how you do it, and he sort of showed them what it's like and stuff like that, and how to make it, help them to make it work, and he took them into 40 plus situations. So a lot of times you can just go into it on the fly and just assume, I'm going to figure out how to make it work, and next thing you know, it'll be working for you. Okay, so knowledge is good, doing is better, but doing and already have created that, so to speak, that identity you're going to become is going to make that training go a lot faster and work a lot better for you. Vicoding University, training humans to train themselves.